Hello everyone, in this particular video we are continuing with the sexual reproduction, and in this particular video we will be dealing with female reproductive system. So here I have provided a structure of the female reproductive system. First we will be talking about the structure of the same, and then we will be proceeding forward with the function of each and every one of them. Alright, first let us see the diagram. We have a pair of ovary in a female reproductive system. This is a main organ, alright, which produces ovum, that is egg cell or a female gamete, alright, and there is a fallopian tube which is connected with the ovary, alright. Fallopian tube carries the egg forward to the uterus, okay, for implementation. And then another function of uterus, fallopian tube is that it is also a site of fertilization, okay. And then next is uterus. Uterus is a sac like thing which has a thick lining, okay, which prepare itself every month, alright, in order to receive the fetus or a embryo, okay. And you see the lining of the uterus, this whitish part is the lining of the uterus, okay. You can see it, those are very thick, right, because they are supplied with a blood, okay, and a glucose and different kind of nutrients in order to like implant the or support the growing embryo, okay. And next is we can also see femore, okay. Femore is a extended part of the fallopian tube itself, okay, which holds the ovary. And next is endometrium. It is a lining, okay, of a uterus. The lining of uterus is known as endometrium, and I already told you that it is richly supplied with the blood. And then coming to the cervix. Cervix is like connects vagina with the uterus, okay, and it is intermediate between both of them, and also it plays a role in releasing the mucus during ovulation, okay. Now what is ovulation? Ovulation is a process of release of the ovum from the ovary, okay. The step of the release of the ovum from the ovary is known as ovulation, okay. And then coming to the vagina. Vagina connects uterus with the outside wall. It serves as a receptacle for the male penis during sexual intercourse. Now I think this structure part is over. One more time, let us go for it. Ovary, and then comes the fallopian tube which carries the ovum, okay, and then comes the uterus where finally the zygote or fertilized egg get implemented, and then come endometrium, which is the lining of the uterus, alright, which help in the growth and development of the embryo. And then coming to the cervix, it secretes mucus, alright, it secretes mucus during the ovulation and the vagina, alright. Now when we see the ovary, when we zoom the picture of the ovary, you come here, okay, see inside the ovary there are lot of primordial follicles, okay. What are primordial follicles? Is they are immature eggs, okay. When the girl child is born, okay, during her birth, alright, she have the primordial follicles in her ovary, alright. And once she hits the puberty, these primordial follicles start maturing every month, alright. And what happens is, if the primordial follicle from this ovary is maturing this month, okay, then the primordial follicle from the next ovary will be maturing next month. That means like every time the ovulation occur from like only one ovary. If this month the ovulation is occurring from this ovary, then the next month the ovulation will be occurring from this ovary. It does not happen at the same time, okay. Now we can see here, you see primordial follicle are very small, isn't it? But the maturing follicle, they seems to be big, isn't it? That means the follicle also divide, they also have a stage of development. All right, primordial follicle first mature into primary follicle and then secondary follicle, and then finally it releases the ovum. All right, and then this ovum, okay, it is, for example, released from this ovary, it goes, and when it reaches out here, okay, the here at the 14th day, 10 to 14th day, okay, that is the period when there is a maximum chances of pregnancy. Okay, at this point, if the sperm enters, okay, if the female go for the sexual intercourse and the sperm enters, then what happens, the sperm will go and can go and meet with the egg cell. Okay, as the sperm will go and meet with the egg cell, then what happens here, the formation of zygote will occur, that is fertilization happens. Okay, what is fertilization? Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gamete, all right, to form zygote. Okay, and then after the formation of zygote, okay, it will divide, it will start dividing into 8 cell stage. Okay, 8 cell, and then after it will divide into 16 cell, okay, that is blastocytes. And when the division of the cell happens till the 16 cell stage, then only it will descend down to the uterus and implant in the wall of the uterus. Okay, one more time, the primordial follicle mature into secondary follicle, first primary follicle and then secondary follicle, and then the ovum is released. Okay, after the release of ovum, during the 14th day, 10 to 14th day, okay, what happens is the sperm, if the female meet with the sexual intercourse, then what happens is the sperm will enter the fallopian tube. Okay, and then here this is the most favorable place for the formation of zygote, that is for the fertilization. Okay, which is the most favorable place for the fertilization? That is fallopian tube. Okay, and after the fertilization, there is a formation of zygote, and the cell will divide to 8 cell stage morula, and then it will divide to 16 cell stage, that is blastula, and when it reaches the 16th cell stage, okay, then only it will descend down to the uterus. All right, till the time the zygote or the has descend down, okay, the now it is not known as zygote, we call it embryo. Okay, till the time it descend down to the embryo, descend down to the uterus. All right, the uterus has become so thick and it is richly supplied with blood and glucose and nutrients. Okay, and then you see the uterus lining are very thick, right? This is to for the development of the growing embryo, to support the development of the growing embryo. And after that, if in case, all right, if the egg does not meet the sperm, then what happen in that case? So if the fertilization does not occur, then what happen? That also we have to study, isn't it? So if the fertilization does not happen, that is, if the egg does not meet the sperm, then after the period of 28 days, what happens is all the uterus lining will shed, okay, in the form of menstrual flow. Okay, and that is known as menstruation. Okay, I hope you are clear with the female reproductive system. In the next video, we will be proceeding forward with the hormonal control and regulation during the process of fertilization and overall maturation of the egg. Thank you.